Hola a todos, bienvenidos y hoy tenemos a invitados especiales. ¿Pueden presentarse y contarnos cuál es su rol en EF Games?
Hola, soy Gonzalo Ruiz Pérez, soy, Goncho, como me conocen en todas partes. Soy el CTO y el director de Rivals League.
Y bueno, yo soy Oscar, Game Designer para EF Games.
So, can you guys introduce Rivals Over League to the viewers?
Yeah, and Rivals League is a vehicular arena shooter based on heroes. Our vehicles are treated like heroes, so they have different abilities and different loadouts, and even different driving feeling. So you actually drive to shoot, you drive better, you shoot more, and you kill more people. And actually to do this, we have a very unique mechanic, is the over mechanic, that actually allows the car to go in a way while shooting other way. It's a lot more interesting and masterable mechanic, so you can actually shoot the people while driving very fast. So our game aims to be like easy to play but hard to master. We have all our mechanics try to be easy to use at the beginning and fun, and you can just drive around and have a lot of fun because the driving system is very deep. But at the same time, you can have mastered every single mechanic a lot. You have the timings, the strength, the synergy between abilities. Every aspect of the game is designed to actually be masterable and have a long tail.
Also, how did Rivals Over League came about? What was the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, the story of Rivals League is a bit fun. We have an old game called Fusion Wars. It was a VR game for a very old game for the old devices. And at a point, we wanted to update that game and make something bigger and better. And while we were working on that game, we started adding some new crazy mechanics like better suspension, better acrobatic movement, and the game started to be so much fun. But obviously that kind of fun won't be able to be played on VR. So as we played with all the team and the team started to having a lot of fun, so we decided, okay, just teach VR in this game. We need to do the full potential of the game, and to do that, we just keep working on that idea, keep improving that, and from there, Rivals of League was born.
Did you have any background behind the Fusion Wars? Why did you start with Fusion Wars at first?
Yeah, well, we were a very small company at that moment, and but we wanted to do a first VR game. Our first VR game, we were a company that did VR content for companies, and we wanted to have our own IP, our own game. And in fact, we saw a prototype to Oculus, the now Meta. They actually love it, and they actually helped us to finish it. And well, it was a very moderate success in that moment, but for GRVR, so it's like pretty old console, pretty old device. And yeah, we never updated for the new consoles or new VR device because we started with Rivals Over League and we say, okay, no, this has a lot more potential. That was something small, fun but small, and we wanted to do something a lot more appealing and for a lot more user. And then we needed to leave the VR behind, because the other was more like a PvE, like more player versus enemies with levels, but in the PvP system, the PvP gameplay with the new gameplay of the Rivals Over League was so much fun, and has that potential that the other game wasn't able to do that.
So basically, you were having too much fun, so you were like, okay, these people need to enjoy this as well.
Yeah, I had to say that. I had to. In fact, it was hard for me, but the co-founder of the company, the CEO, Joaquin, my brother, I had a hard time convincing him. Okay, we need to ditch the other game. Then go for this idea because it's so much fun. And well, the time has given us the reason there, because I think we have a lot of very powerful game right now.
So yeah, going into that. So how far is the development with Rivals Over League and what's coming next?
Well, right now we have 7 different classes or vehicles, which for us is the same, that can be selected as to form teams in 3 different game modes, which can be played in a different arena each. And we are currently actually working in the next arena and the next vehicle. And the important part here is that if every class has its own loadout of weapons and abilities that allow them either to shine alone, but even shine brighter when they are used with strategies with your team. So that's what I think makes the game especially fun. So regarding what's coming next, we actually are going to release a demo very, very, very soon. So we are very excited to see you play Rivals Hover League first time.
So how do you make sure that Rivals Power League stays competitive and fun?
Yeah, that's quite a good question actually, because we try to design every new system that we introduce into the game so that it can interact with every other system that is already in place. So that's what allows us to have vehicles that are fun to drive as soon as you choose them and start driving around in any kind of arena that we have in the game, but also brings to the table enough depth that you want to master every ability and weapons and driving feeling that each of them brings to the table. We want players to be able to see crazy maneuvers being executed by opponents and try to imitate them and even improve them. Fun vehicles that are easy to play, as Gonzalo mentioned before, but depth enough in each one of them that when you use them and try to master each of the mechanics, you feel accomplished. And also when you even additionally try to use them in combination with the abilities of the rest of vehicles in your team to try to execute the strategies, that's what we think is the most fun the game can bring. That's why we try to focus a lot on readability, responsiveness, and predictability.
So to achieve what Oscar said, we have been working lately in the last months. We have working on migrating our physics system and network system to a deterministic one, and using that we make sure that all the users see the same and all the game is exactly the same for all of them. That will allow us to not just avoid any cheating issues or synchronization issues, because having everything synchronized and allow us to actually have physics really realistic, and collisions and everything works a lot better than in non-deterministic examples. But at the same time allow us to have a very cool replay system, and we can have kill cams, we will have play of the match, we will have even you will be able to actually watch your games, and that will allow the players to share their best moments, and so anyone can see that, because our games is very spectacular to see, and you can do very crazy things, and it's a cool part of the game is actually see what the others they did. That's one of the main things we have been actually working in the last months to improve a lot the final game and to make our game a lot more ready for the final public.
So how did you guys come up with the different vehicle classes for Rivals Power League?
Yeah, actually the inspiration comes from a lot of different places, and at the beginning our first 7 classes are the most stereotypical ones. We started trying to adapt all the classical stereotype. For example, we have an sniper car, but yeah, the sniper that goes very fast. We have some kind of a heavy car. But again, in fact, one of the mechanisms of the heavy car is that you can actually plant itself and do a lot of damage. And one of the coolest car we have is the mech car. The mech car has the ability, it's like works similar to what you expect from Attack on Titan. It just launch the hook the player. It actually heals him or actually damage if you actually press an enemy, and you can actually jump, just pull the hook and just jump over the user. So that ability actually gives him a lot of mobility, and it's very fun to see Meg just jumping around, going to healing one and then healing other, and just jumping on the arena. This is one of the most fun part of the development of this game. Just how you actually think of a classic hero from a MOBA, for example, and how you adapt that to our game. We actually try to make as simple as possible. This is one of the things I always say to the design team. Okay, please make it simple, make it more simple, make it more easy to understand, and make it as physical as possible, so you can actually combine one ability to the others. What we want to have is like a car for everyone, a car that appeals to each of the player. We are actually working in 3 very cool ones that we're working on more, but are in different states of development. But we are working on at least on 3 that I can say that they're pretty crazy and very different from the others. They add a lot of new mechanics and very cool gameplay features.
So basically what you are doing is like kind of implementing these hero shooter aspects into a vehicular combat game, which sounds really exciting. And to conclude, lastly, I wanted to ask you guys if you can tell us what's your favorite part about working on this game, about working on Rivals Power League.
For me, I'd have to say that one of the things that excites me the most is the fact that we can actually have a game that we design and think about in one way, and then put into the hands of the players and discover that they have been capable of playing the game in an absolutely completely new way that we didn't even think about. In some cases, we try to predict what players are going to do with the vehicles we design and with the arena and the level design we do. But when you put it into the hands of the players, everything changes and you have to be ready for that. So that's a pretty exciting part of the development. And I am actually pretty excited to see what players are going to do with the game when we put it into their hands.
Adding to that, we actually, I say this a lot on Discord, and when actually people can see me because I try to be as active as possible. But we really believe in making it as community driven as possible, because we know that we have a brute diamond, and it's like we have something that is super fun to play, and the core gameplay is that much fun that we need actually the feedback of the players to say, okay, now we prefer to go this way. Maybe this mode is not that good. Go this other focus on these other kind of modes, because these kind of things will help us, everyone, to improve the game, to make it the best possible game we have with what we actually have. And besides that, we had to announce that actually a demo is going to be public really soon. We have been working super hard these last months. So please join the Discord. We will be there, and we will answer. Actually, I answer as much questions as I can while actually working in the game at the same time. Please, please wishlist the game in Steam, and you will actually be notified. When the demo happens. So yeah, please join us.
Thank you guys again, and yeah, everyone make sure to follow us, join the Discord server, and also wishlist the game on Steam so you can get notified when the demo is going to be available, and you can just try test the game firsthand as soon as it is available. Yeah, thank you guys again, and see you again next time. Gracias.
Gracias. Bye bye.
See you soon.